Alright guys, welcome to the channel. It's Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a great Christmas. And I'm out here on New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve. About to see if I can't put a couple fish in the boat. And got a couple things to show you. Hope it might make you a little more consistent in your winter fishing. Hang out with me. Let's see what we can put in the boat today. There we go, boys. Get in here, Junior. Alright guys, here's our first little bass of the day. We're fishing around midday. Get him back in the water. I'll show you what my bait of choice is. And get it straightened back out here the way it's supposed to look. Today I'm fishing all old school stuff. Texas rig plastic worm is my bait of choice when I'm fishing around some brush. And I'm about to have to take off and go back to the ramp. I'm gonna have to change anchors. The wind is a little stronger today than I think they forecasted. I'm not gonna actually be able to sit where I want to sit out on the lake unless I change anchors. I'm gonna get one that'll pin me to the bottom. But the first fish is almost in the mouth of a pocket out here, and a nice transition from deep water to the point of this pocket, fishing around a ton of brush with a 6-inch I guess that's a green or a green pumpkin worm, and just rattling it through the brush and the sticks. And I've made several casts and I definitely felt that bite. It was not one of those bites that just got heavy. It was an actual lick. And a lot of times in the winter you don't feel that. You feel them, your line get heavy and swim off. This was not the case. He hit it hard. Water temp where I put in at the ramp was 48 or 49 degrees. Out from the ramp I'm looking at 50 degrees water temp. That's pretty cool. Our water temp dropped a lot faster this year than it did last year. I think 46 or 7 degree water temp was about the coldest I found last year, or that I remember. It could have been worse than that, but it is already close to that. And here we are right at New Year's, and the winter's really just getting started. So we may see some of those really low 40s, upper 30s this year in northern Alabama, which we don't usually see. But this is one of my baits, the 6-inch Texas rig worm. This is my bait for working the brush. And then just a little bit when I get I'm gonna put another cast or two here. There's a couple boats trying to get in and out on the ramp, so I'm gonna give them a minute to, then I'm gonna head back across the lake. I'm gonna swap anchors, and I'm gonna do some more open water fishing and show you the other two techniques that I really like for the winter. They're both old school. Hang out with me, and we'll get us another one put in the boat maybe. Hang out, see what we can do.
There's one, boy.
Got him in the net. How about that? Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. That's a little better than the first one. Yeah, I had him. Wow, he was stuck. Alright, boys. They're getting bigger. Ain't that? Oh, don't you jump. He's trying to jump out of my hand. Ain't that pretty? How about that? That's awesome. Wintertime bassing. Alright, back. Get situated again. Couple things I want to share right quick. Alright, both my fish today have been they've been the Texas rig. But I'm all in the brush. My bites are in the bush, the sticks, the old stumps, the standing brush that's still in this lake. But when I come to the areas that don't have a lot of that, like on Smith Lake, Lake Catoma, Lake George, some of these other local lakes around that are older, the vegetation has died out, rotted away, and you got some rocky banks, you got bluffs, you got clay banks. So you'll have some areas. This lake is not that good for this technique for me, but I want to share it with you anyway. And it is extreme old school. It is the Carolina rig, and I've got about a 3-foot leader. There's my weight. Way down here is, and I Carolina rig a soft stick bait a lot. And what I do with this is, and this is known as really known as a spring and early summer bait for most people, fishing in grass, stuff like that. But you use this bait the same on these older lakes. You can use it on this lake. There's areas that you can throw and not, but I'm staying hung up a lot on this old brush, but I'm using it as a search bait. I come up on these places that transition off from deep water into or up onto a shallow flat, where you've got the shallow water, the deep water close. You got a flat that's not just eat up with vegetation, or, well, not really vegetation, but old brush, buck brush, you know, standing bushes, all that stuff, all that old stuff, or all the brush that was in this lake when they impounded it, a lot of it's still here. Makes it fun to fish, makes it hard to fish sometimes, but the Texas rig comes through just simply by the way that it's set up. You got that little bullet weight, your hook's not exposed out to catching everything. Every now and then you're still going to catch a bush. My other technique, if I can reach back here and grab it, is when I find some fish and it is in an area that I think I can get away with, I'm going to a shaky head. I can work this bait. It gives it a different profile. As you pull, this thing comes through the water. Looks more like a little fish swimming than a regular Texas rig. That Texas rig is great for brush piles, man-made structure, or any brush or vegetation down there. It doesn't get hung as well. This is a little bit better for covering water. You work it a little faster. It'll still come through some stuff, just not quite as good as the Texas rig. The Carolina rig, you can cover a lot of water faster, but when you've got this much, you know, old brush in the water, it's not very effective. It has not been effective for me today, even though I may have had one bite on it earlier. I'm staying hung up more than I'm fishing it, so I've kind of abandoned one of my favorite techniques. Is the actual, I didn't use it much last year, but the year before I did, the Carolina rig for the winter, the Texas rig for the heavy stuff, the heavy cover, the sticks and the timber, and then the shaky head for a little bit more open areas. And if you stick with that, especially when you've got to cover a lot of water and you're searching for fish, run up on these points and these backs of these pockets that are fairly smooth. You can cover a lot of water with that Carolina rig pretty quick. Just reeling it, you want to keep a heavy enough weight so you stay in contact with the bottom all the time. Work it, throw it back. Even in the winter time, when people think you've got to just sit there forever, these fish are gonna eat, and they will hit a moving bait. They hit rattle traps, they hit crankbaits, they hit blade baits. So a soft plastic bait scooting along the bottom of the lake is not gonna offend any fish. They will eat it. But anyway, I'm about to move. I'm go find me a ditch or a drain coming in, maybe a transition point or a bank, and that one fish here might make another couple casts, but I've fished here for several minutes now and finally got a bite. But I kind of want to cover a lot of water today, so you guys hang out with me. I'm gonna move and set up on a new spot, and let's put maybe another one in the boat. You never know. Sometimes it's feast or famine in the winter. Well, we got two so far, so we didn't scum. Let's go find us one more. Hang out with me. Good and on and in the boat. Whew. Man, this has been a long, hard day. The wind has been brutal. But, how about that? It makes it all better when you bow up on one. Man, Texas rig has been the deal. Let's get him back. But I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to use my Carolina rig like I wanted to. It just didn't work out in the areas that I was trying to fish today. It is just too rough, too much trash on the bottom, and man, I could have spent all day retying and tying and being mad, but the Texas rig, man, I had got some kind of junk. It comes through all that stuff pretty well. Very pleased. The shaky head, it wanted to hang up as well. I fished it around some rocks, never got a bite on it. I have actually had 3 bites today and caught 3 fish. I have not let one knock on wood. I have not let one jump off, which is unusual. Hadn't had one pull off or anything. Got 3 bites, 3 fish in the boat. That's the way you like it. But we have hunted and hunted and hunted, or I have hunted and hunted, looking for the fish. And I've spent a lot of areas. I've got in the brush. Every bite's been in brush. This last one I think I was in a little bush, but it was in a lot of rocks. And I guess that still counts as being in a bush. But there's so much little bushes and little trees still left in this lake. It just fishes so different than, let's say, Lake Katoma or other lakes that I go to. So I think I'm gonna load my little Carolina rig up and all my same setup, shaky head, Texas rig, and in a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I might ease over to Lake Katoma and try to put that same deal back together again. And I really wanted to show a lot of using the Carolina rig today, and it just didn't work out because, man, like I said before, I would have spent all day literally retying, and I realized that pretty quick. And who knows, maybe it was for the best, because I did get 3 in the boat, and if I'd spent all day fooling with it, I might not have done so well. 3 is way better than 0, so if we don't get another one, I'm good. I'll let you know if I get another one. Hang out with me.